So this was everything about upgrades. To finish our presentation for today, we added a little bit of performance tips and tricks at the end. Because what we want is, if we migrate into the cloud, no matter if it's ADB, if it's bare metal, if it's XRCS, we want to ensure that we have plant stability, right? And have no unexpected surprises. So how can we do that? And first of all, we learned recently that the RU6 for Enterprise Manager Cloud Control 13.4 has now this nice functionality testing the migration from on-premises to autonomous database. So what is it doing here? First of all, this image, you can just deploy this as a marketplace image. So you don't have to download all the sources. So you can deploy it and just connect to your local source with an agent if you need to. That would work as well here. So the idea is, and if you have no EM Cloud Control, but EM Cloud Control does the same thing in the background, we would collect our statements on premises in a SQL tuning set. So this SQL tuning set here, this gets now all our statements from AWR, or in addition, if you need to, also from the cursor cache. And we put this SQL tuning set in order to transport it to our cloud database into a staging table. So this symbol here is the staging table. So we collect the statements into a SQL tuning set, and then we move the SQL tuning set into a staging table. DBMS Stats has functions for that. Once we have it in a staging table, it's a real table, and a table can be exported and imported. So we export it locally, we import it into the cloud, and into our database. So the SQL tuning set is now there, and now we can unpack it and we can do all types of evaluations. The best thing is we can use SQL Performance Analyzer now to analyze our performance and find potential statements which are not performing so well. And if we find these statements, we can nail them down with SQL Plan Management or try to treat them with profiles with SQL Tuning Advisor. A lot of things are possible here. So what would you do license-wise? No worries. Since a long time, I think since 12.1, we included the option to capture from AWR and cursor cache in Enterprise Edition with all these functions here you see on the slide, like create SQL set, create a staging table, load SQL set, all these things, unpack, pack, license included in Enterprise Edition. So we put it into a staging table, we export a staging table, we move it to the cloud, and then we run the SQL Performance Analyzer. And the SQL Performance Analyzer is really cool here because it helps us to analyze our statement and we can reiterate. So once we found statements which are performing badly, we would nail them down, let's say a plan change, and then we reiterate again and again until we have the feeling that a system in the cloud is really performing as we want. And this is included already in DBCS, Enterprise Edition, High Performance, Extreme Performance, and on XRCS. So this is a no-brainer to use that actually, really.